Quest Audiobooks presents an unabridged recording of The Irish Family Secret by Daisy O'Shea, narrated by Flora Montgomery. Prologue. Evie, 1923. The O'Brien family had barely been home from Mass an hour, when Evie's mamma, Maureen, about to serve the ham and potatoes that had been steaming over the fire while they were at their devotions, froze, peering out of the window. "Will you look at that now?" Evie's father, Patrick, rose from his chair by the fire to stand beside her. Evie and her two young sisters crowded behind to see what had caught their mother's eye. It was their neighbour, William Savage, thundering up the track, whipping his poor mare into a frenzy. "What's the daft Egypt got in a blather about this time?" Patrick muttered. Evie hoped it wasn't about the boundary, yet again. The river had divided the two farms for as long as she'd known, and if it carved a different path a yard one way or the other, after the storms turned the gently rippling water into a thundering cascade, surely that was in God's hands. Her father couldn't be expected to give up access to the water for his cows, could he? Yet year after year, William terrorised her family with his violent outbursts, accusing them of land theft, as if her father had secretly altered the strip of land through which the stream meandered. It was well known that William had a temper on him, which made even his clutch of brawny sons wary. The only one who paid him no mind was Molly, his only girl child. Evie's mam had been heard to whisper, crossing herself fervently, that she wished the girl had never been born, because Molly had been the downfall of her only son, Davin. It wasn't Molly's fault at all, Evie had to admit. She had exchanged no words with Molly in all the days they had grown up on adjacent farms, but every so often their eyes would meet, across the fields, in church, and Molly would give a cheeky smile it was almost impossible not to echo. Evie understood her brother's infatuation, but echoed her mother's wish that it was a shame Molly had ever caught Davin's eye, because she loved her brother, for all that he was a besotted fool who had brought William's wrath down upon himself. Molly was, it had to be said, bewitchingly beautiful. Her mother had been beautiful in her day too, Maureen said, before long years with William bearing his children and working his farm had worn her into early old age. Evie watched William slide from the shaking animal and barge through.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?